In the late 1800s, the turn of the 19th century, no town was complete without a local drugstore. Drugstores were not only a place to buy medicines and medical supplies, but were also home to an abundance of other products and was a gathering place centered around the shop's soda fountain. A druggist, similar to today's pharmacist, mixed and distributed drugs prescribed by a doctor to patients. The drugstore often had a doctor's office located in an upstairs room, and if this was the case, the doctor typically owned the store below as well. Until 1881, no official schooling was required to become a druggist. During this time, it was not uncommon for a doctor to be his own druggist. The doctor saw patients in his office upstairs, then went below and filled them. But really, anyone with enough patience and money could open their own drugstore. This created concern not only within the public, but within the professional world of pharmacists too. Because of this, laws regulating pharmacy were passed in the late 1800s, and druggists then had to have a license to fill prescriptions. Before these laws were passed, though, a druggist often had an apprentice working in the store alongside him, learning the practice and lending a hand to the medicine man of the 19th century. Druggists were responsible for mixing together minerals, plants, and other chemicals to create medicines. This was done with a mortar and pestle. A mortar is a bowl typically made of hardwood, ceramic, or, as pictured here, stone. The pestle was a heavy, blunt object used for grinding and mixing the ingredients together. In the 1880s, pills, capsules, and tablets became the preferred form of medicines. Not only could a druggist mix together many types of medicines to cure an array of ailments, but he could also create cosmetics and paints. During the 1800s, skincare first became popular. Druggists mixed animal fat, scented rose water, and other similar ingredients together to create skincare, and the druggist mixed colorful pigments in with white paint or stand oil to create many different paints. Paint was hard to come by and hard to create until the Industrial Revolution, so a drugstore was the place to go for artists during this time. Drugstores of the 19th century were a lot like today's convenience stores. Stores moved from being solely about medicinal goods to being more about retail during the late 1800s. Stores were rearranged to have more profitable items in the front, while prescription tables were moved to the back. Tobacco products, medical and dental supplies, pigments and paints, and many other products were sold here. A few examples of other products sold here are beef, wine, and iron tonic, as well as dental snuff. Beef, wine, and iron tonic, made out of beef extract, cherry wine, and powdered iron, was used by individuals to increase their iron levels. This over-the-counter product was mass-produced and sold in stores just like cough drops are today. Dental snuff, also known as dental sweet or Scotch snuff, is a finely milled powder often consumed through the nasal cavity where it is absorbed into the blood. It was widely advertised to relieve toothache, cure scurvy, and preserve and whiten teeth. Window glass was also a specialty item one could buy from the drugstore. The apprentice was taught this trade, which was considered quite an art form. Most of the drugstores which carried window glass owned a diamond cutter as a device for scratching or etching the glass in order to break along the required line. Another important aspect of drugstores during this time were the soda fountains. The first soda fountain was built in 1809 by a Yale chemistry professor and was marketed for the supposed health benefits of carbonated water. During this century, the popularity of the carbonated soda machine grew rapidly. The temperance movement going on during this time also helped its popularity because advocates of this movement saw the bubbly sodas as a healthy alternative to saloons. Because a druggist could add in his own ingredients and make his own flavor and medical mixes, drugstores became the go-to place to get a soda. Customers went from being able to only get a lemon-flavored drink in specialty stores to being able to go to a drugstore and get a wide variety of concoctions. People also flocked to drugstores for a soda because refrigeration was not common and having a cold drink was considered a luxury. Soda jerks operated the soda machine, which dispensed carbonated water, and a syrup was added to make the beverage flavorful. A typical glass of soda cost about 5 cents during the turn of the 19th century. Cola flavor, root beer flavor, and a few citrus flavors were most common, and floats were a popular item among children. Drugstore owners saw the profitability of soda machines and their increasing popularity, so they arranged their stores so that the soda machine would be center focused. They spent money on a lavish machine, often created with polished wood, fancy ironwork, mirrors, and marble. Pharmacists are credited with creating many different soda flavors that we still drink today. Coca-Cola, for example, was created in 1888 by an Atlanta pharmacist. He mixed up a sweet caramel-colored syrup with soda water and sold about 9 glasses a day. This simply sweet concoction led to the Cokes we know and love today. The drugstores of the 1800s were more than just a place to fill one's prescriptions. Customers could come here and buy all of the basic items they needed for life in the 19th century. These stores became a necessity for all townspeople during this time because they offered not only the medicines they needed for modern life, but other important products as well.